Okay, we're still editing our sheet format. Let's go back over here and turn this one vertical dimension for 11 inches off. So we'll just hide that. Now, what we need to do is darken this thing up. So if I get out of my edit sheet format, as you see here, the drawing is going to look pretty light. So the other thing I need to do is also, you can barely kind of see the line here. I'm going to come up here, also turn my display grid off as well. So we need to darken up these lines and make them a little thicker. So we'll go back and edit sheet format again. And at this time, I'm going to come up to View, and I'm going to come down to Toolbars, and I'm going to come over here to Line Format. Now that command gets put down here in the lower left, so you have to kind of look for it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all these particular lines here and hold my Shift key down, grab this one, and grab this one, and I'll grab the top one here. Now what I'm going to do is select this guy here, and I'm going to make it to about a 0.5 millimeter size. It's kind of dark, but we see our drawing better. So that looks pretty good for right now. We'll rebuild our drawing, and we're going to come back to this in a moment. I've gone ahead and exited Edit Sheet Format just to see how dark my line looks. That actually looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and go back in again and Edit Sheet Format again, because we're going to draw our horizontal line across here in our border block, title block, I'm sorry. So we'll zoom to area on this, get up to there close. We'll come up to the Place Line command, and we're going to say a horizontal line, and we're going to say from right here over to this side about right there. Okay, so it's got our line in there. Looks pretty good. So we'll accept that, and now we'll come up to our Smart Dimension, and we're going to dimension this line out a little bit. So we'll grab this line here, the end of it, and come down off this, and we're going to say 0.5 of an inch. We want a 5-inch line. So say 0.5 or half an inch. Put that guy in there, and then I'll come across here to this edge, and I'll grab the end of that point there, come off, and I'll say again 0.5 of an inch. And that puts it where I need it to be. I'll know the distance from this line to this line is 1.5 inches. So I'll divide that by 2, and I'll say, let's do an equation here. We'll say 1.5 of an inch slash 2, and that gets us halfway there on our line. So it looks pretty good. The only thing I want to change on this line is I'll accept that dimension, and I'm going to grab this line here, and I'm going to set its weight to 0.5 of a millimeter. Now again, I don't need these dimensions, so we're going to go ahead and hide those, get that out of here, and we'll get rid of that dimension, and we'll get rid of this dimension as well. Okay, we'll come back to this in a moment. We have to put a title in our title block, and since we're competing in a Technology Student Association Dragster competition, we need to be very accurate what we put in this title block. So just for important purposes, let's go ahead and let's go look at the PDF file for TSA. What it's looking for here in the title block, it says only the entrance participant entry number, in quotes, that is assigned to the registration is placed on the entry and drawing during check-in. So that's all they're looking for is entry number. Okay, we're going to go back to Windows here, and we're going to come over here and we're going to place a note. So I grab the note command, and I'm just going to put a note right here. And I'm going to do exactly like they said and key in ENT, all in lowercase, ENTRYNUMBER. Okay, so I put that entry number in there. Now I can change the size of this text to say 14. Let me highlight all this here first. So I'll highlight all this, and I'll change the size to 14 so you can see it a little bit better. Maybe bold it up a little bit. So we'll accept that, and there it says entry number. I'll hit escape to get out of that command, and there we have what TSA is looking for. Okay, we'll stop and come back to this in a moment. Okay, we got our entry number in there now. So let's go ahead and hit the F key and zoom all the way out. Again, 22 by 17, and now I have a drawing in here. It's 11 by 17. That's what we want. We need to add one more note here that's important for our TSA drawing. We're going to go ahead and hit the note command, and we're just going to come down here and place a note. What I'm going to do is zoom up on this so I can see this. I'll just put some text in here for the moment to kind of hold it there. And then I'll zoom up on this. I'll hit my escape command, and I'll double click on this again to edit that note. One of the things I want to put in here is my scale. Scale is equal to 1:1. It's a 1-to-1 scale drawing. And I'll come out here and put a hyphen. It says all dimensions are in millimeters. Period. That's an important note that you need to put in your file so that the judges will know what scale that you were actually looking at. With the F key again, and looks like we're pretty good there. I'm going to go ahead and exit this edit sheet format just by hitting edit sheet again, and now we're out of that, and we're going to start placing our drawing views at this time. Okay, now we've done drawing our sketch for our border. Let's go ahead and go to View Layout. We're going to place our drawing views. I'm just going to go select Standard 3 Views. I'm going to browse for the dragster that I normally use and say OK. And now it's going to go out there and give me my 3 views for my dragster. What I'm going to do is go ahead and select this front view here, do a right mouse click, and I'm going to delete that because I only need 2 views for TSA. So I'll go ahead and accept that, and it's going to delete that view for me. Once that view is deleted, then we're going to move our views around. I can grab a view and just kind of move the car over like I need to, maybe come down a little bit. On this view here, I always like to have my view on top, so I'll just take this guy and move him up. I'll use my nudge key to move him up and get him up there a little bit taller and a little bit higher. And once I've got him up there, I'm going to go ahead and do a right mouse click, and I'm going to come down to here where it says rotate view. So I'll come down here where it says rotate, and I'll select the rotate view, and I'm going to key in the direction angle of 90 degrees. So I'll hit that, apply it, and there it's rotated at 90 degrees. I'll go ahead and close this because I don't need this anymore. We'll come back to this in a moment.